Greetings, everyone. Greeting. I know that is late, especially on the East Coast, and that is my apology. I certainly want to say for those of you who are coming on this evening, this show is titled Masonic Virus. And I know some of you who are dealing with, who are sick, ill, and there's a lot of things going on. I mean, especially right now with the epidemic dealing with the coronavirus and family and friends are concerned about each other as we should be. And as I looked over some of the posts in my community page, I decided to come on tonight. I wish I could have come on earlier, but I was kind of tired. But today we're going to talk about a Masonic virus. And some of you may be wondering, a Masonic virus? No, I like to talk about some real things. And granted, to give a good lecture at times is great, but let's talk about what affects Masonry today. What virus is there out there today affecting Freemasonry as we know it? And I look at it from that point of view because of some of the posts that I've read, some of the things that have been said about me personally, and some of the Masonic groups around the way. And for those of you who know me personally, big shout out. I say I appreciate you. And for those who don't, um, that's okay too. But tonight, we're going to talk about a Masonic virus, one that has been around for a very long time. It was dormant for a while, and it has really, over the past few years, come to life, and it has Freemasonry and the African American community shaking at its core. And I say that because quite a few of us are terrified. I may even say some of us are scared to death in in regards to this Masonic virus. This Masonic virus is going throughout various jurisdictions, killing members. They don't want to come back to meetings. They finding that this virus has drained them, has caused them to have a dislike for the very thing that they enjoyed for many years. I've talked to some of my Masonic friends, and some that are in my jurisdiction, some who are in various other jurisdictions, who contracted this Masonic virus and refused to go back to their lodge meetings because the virus was so contagious. As they tried to be the antidote for their Masonic lodges and Eastern Star chapters by educating brothers and sisters of the craft about the true essence of Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star, they found themselves being outcast. They found themselves being called sympathizers. They found themselves in situations that they had no idea that was coming their way. So instead of staying there and healing and really educating the younger brothers and sisters that was coming through the Order of the Eastern Star and coming through the lodges, these brothers decided to quit masonry altogether because of the virus that was running rapid through Freemasonry, where the leadership did not stand up and take charge and really give direction to the craft. So therefore, the craft became a hospital of sorts and began to kill off its members who had been there for a very long time. This Masonic virus is dangerous. And this Masonic virus it will kill you. I mean, I've seen some legends fall towards this Masonic virus. And I would say this to those who are fresh into the Order of the Eastern Star, fresh into the Freemasons. I will tell you this. In order that you may not get this Masonic virus, you must educate yourself about various jurisdictions. You must educate yourself about the true essence of Freemasonry and what does it mean to you. If you don't do this, you may contract this Masonic virus. Let me tell you the symptoms of this virus. This Masonic virus that you may catch may have you calling other Masonic brothers who look like you, that live in your community. They may have you looking at them differently than you look at yourself. This Masonic virus may cause you to have self-hate. This Masonic virus may cause you to do things that you would naturally do. Let's say, for instance, that you have a very close friend of yours, and you join a different Masonic jurisdiction than he or she does. Well, this Masonic virus, if contracted, may cause you to dislike your best friend because he or she may be in another Masonic jurisdiction. I caution you to beware of this Masonic virus. It doesn't necessarily happen overnight. This Masonic virus happens through those who are in your Masonic lodges, in your chapters. This Masonic virus is very dangerous. So you have to be aware. You have to open books, enlighten yourself on Masonic knowledge, OES knowledge. You have to be able to think freely for yourself and not be influenced by the Masonic virus. This virus will have you in places that you thought you would never find yourself. This virus will cause you to dislike someone that looks like you. This virus will cause you to have self-hate about who you are. This is a very dangerous Masonic virus. So, tonight's show is about that virus. And some of you may be saying, well, Brother Hawkins, how did you even come up or think about this? It's because I've read some of the things that people have been saying about me, and I find it odd. You know, for people to continue to try to tear down someone who looks like them, someone who really appreciate the work that they're put in, but yet they are so envy or jealous of their brother or sister of the craft within their jurisdiction or out of their jurisdiction, till they would do anything to see that person not be successful. That is one of the aspects of the Masonic virus. If you have a brother or a sister in your chapter, and you are a carrier of the virus, meaning that a person who carries the virus doesn't want to see success in their own jurisdiction, and they damn sure don't want to see anybody else be successful. You have to be aware of those who carry that Masonic virus. I would tell you this: if you are around your Masonic brothers or sisters, and you see someone else from a different jurisdiction, and they begin to clown that person or that sister, that person has a carrier, that person is a carrier of the Masonic virus, and you must rid yourself of them. You must cut ties with that person, or you must re-educate that person on what it is to be a Mason, on what it is to be an Eastern Star, because clearly they have the Masonic virus, and it can be dangerous. I'm just saying, if you want to call into tonight's show, you're welcome to do so, and we can have a conversation about this thing called the Masonic virus. It is very dangerous. You don't want to be around people who are carriers of it, because they can really have an influence on you, and it can cause you to say and to be things that you wouldn't necessarily say in places you wouldn't necessarily be. So you have to be careful of the Masonic virus and those who carry it. Now, as I was saying before, those who carry that Masonic virus, you will be able to spot them by their actions on how they treat other Masons and Eastern Stars. That's the number one way you're going to be able to find out who they are. Then, you being a free thinker, a well-educated person on Freemason in the Order of the Eastern Star, you then going to have to make a decision in regards to that person who's a carrier of the Masonic virus. Let me tell you something about that virus. It can cause harm and danger to your entire jurisdiction, to your organization. It can do that. That virus is dangerous. That virus deals with a lot of self-hate. That virus deals with people who don't know who they really are. That virus deals with so much till it's hard to even go in and give that virus the proper injection to help them to heal. They've had it too long. They've been around the wrong people. So therefore, if they need to take quite a few different antidotes to cure themselves of the Masonic virus. It's crazy. I'm telling you, this Masonic virus is like off the chain. And I'm kind of shocked that some of us are still walking around next to the person who may have it. See, anytime you are with a Masonic brother or sister, and you see that they doing some things that are un-Masonic, and you cannot correct them because you may feel like you don't know enough or whatever their situation may be. First of all, you are an adult. You are an adult. You make your own decisions that's going to benefit you and your organization on a positive note. So therefore, you want to be able to tell that person you're with who have the Masonic brother or sister, this is not how we act or carry ourselves because of who we are. If you can't do that, then later on you may become a carrier of the Masonic virus. Or you may develop antivirus, where you are able to like fight it off. You may develop that. But do you really want to take that chance? See, this Masonic virus is nothing to play with. And a lot of us have them in our lodges and chapters. We know exactly who they are. We've seen them in action. We've seen them in the chat group. They have even kicked you out of various groups because they didn't like what you said. See, the Masonic person who carries the Masonic virus, that individual, that sister who carries that Masonic virus is not able to see straight. The virus has gotten so into them that they don't know anything else other than to bring the next person down. Because in this thing we call the Masons in the Order of the Eastern Star, it is supposed to be a place to where you're able to uplift the next person, help them to be a better person. But that virus that is in your lodge and chapter is so deep to if you go to your chapter lodge meeting, it cuts it in half. As a matter of fact, because we are in an epidemic with the Masonic virus, your lodge meeting or chapter meeting may be canceled. So therefore, if your elected officers probably would end up staying in office another year because of this Masonic virus that they have. And not only that, because there's a real virus out there called the coronavirus, or COVID-19. So I'm just making some comparison with the coronavirus that is out there compared to this Masonic virus that is out there. I'm just saying, it's strange, just strange. You'd be like, damn, really? Yeah, it's like that. Greetings to everybody who's coming on. First of all, I want to say, I hope that you and your family are well. Check on your neighbors. Make sure they're well. If you have extra supplies that you can assist your neighbor with, please do that. The grocery store lines are long. People are gouging water, tissue paper, and a whole lot of things. I work in the medical field, and it's a real thing. It's a real threat. But you must take care of yourself. Make sure your hygiene is up. Make sure you wash your hands. And if you decide to cough into the forearm. Cough into your forearm. Don't cough out where the droplets that of your cough goes out. It spreads about 6 to 8 feet. So please be careful where you're coughing, and make sure you take care of your neighbors, yourself, your family, and do the things that are necessary to keep you well and healthy. That's very important. Make sure that when you're cooking your food in your kitchens, make sure you wipe down everything before and after. Get a little bleach, mix it with a little water, spray your countertops. Make sure you wipe it down. You want to take care of yourself. You don't want anyone in your family to get sick and really have to end up in the hospital. So definitely They're sending people home also. You know, you ride up to the hospital and they telling you, you may have coronavirus. They sending you back home to quarantine yourself. So let's take that very serious. Okay? Thank you very much. And I appreciate everybody for coming on tonight. Just want to give you a big shout out. Thank you very much. Righteous Allah, how you doing? I appreciate you. Vincent, how you doing? I appreciate you. Shalom. Assalamu to everybody who's coming on. I want to let you know how much I appreciate you. But as we're talking tonight, the fraternal virus. And this virus will have you looking at other people who are Masons and Eastern Stars in such a way to you develop a self-hate about who you are. It is truly to say that you don't like yourself. It does. It speaks volumes. I'm just going to be honest with you. It does. I've watched this Masonic virus develop over the years, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's really dangerous. It's nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. There's nothing to play with. I know it's late where you're at, and you know, my apologies for coming on kind of late, but like I said, you know, I'm just, you know, it's just been a long day. So as we get into this Masonic virus, this conversation tonight, if you choose to call in, that number is 619-985-1184. Tonight's topic is the Masonic virus. That's tonight's topic. We want to have a real discussion on on Freemasonry, what it is, what it's not, and how can we help it be the best fraternal order? How can we put it in a position to be better than the way we found it when we first became members of this order? I'm considered an elder now in Freemasonry. I've been in it now 32 years. There are individuals who've probably been in there longer than I have, and they've seen Freemasonry change over the years. I would say this, for our younger brothers and sisters who are coming in, I would say that you're some of the best of the Freemasons and Eastern Stars that have come along in a long time. Your capability to read, to write, to really put things down, to analyze things and break them down is a great asset to the fraternal order. And we need individuals like you to come in and really show what Masonry and Eastern Stars can be and what they should be. You are that generation. Okay, I'm on the way out. I mean, I may have some years left, but I'm on the way out. And I say that in saying that I want to be able to leave something to the younger generation coming behind me. One who's going to probably look back at these videos and say, well, damn, what was really going on? I want our younger brothers and sisters in the craft not to catch this damn Masonic virus, because it's dangerous. We can agree to disagree, but we never, ever should disrespect our brothers and sisters of the craft. We should all uphold our oath and obligation to our jurisdiction, but we should never disrespect a brother or sister of the craft, especially those who look like you and I. And when I say you and I, I'm talking to the black man and to the black sister who's a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. Regardless of your jurisdiction, I'm talking to you right now. This is when I say and talk about that Masonic virus. At all times, we should give respect, distort, bring down, and talk about other individuals. You need to be aware of them. If they do it to them, they will do it to you. Hear me clearly. If you are around a brother or sister who has a Masonic virus, and you see the way they act toward another Masonic brother or sister, if they do it to them, they will do it to you. That's a fact. I've had to learn that the hard way. This is why I can't put all brothers and sisters of the various jurisdictions in a box. I can't judge all of Prince Hall based on a few of knuckleheads. I can't do that. I can't base all of my brothers and sisters who are John G. Jones on a few knuckleheads. I can't do that. I just want you to be aware of the Masonic virus that runs rapid through the Masonic world, especially Black Masons and Eastern Stars. I just want you to understand that there's a virus. And we have the cure for the virus if we chose to cure ourselves. But some of us like to remain sick. Some of us like the way things are as far as being sick and ill and dying and being decayed and drying up. Some of us like that. So therefore, when you find a brother or sister who loves that type of gossip and things like, you're going to have to rid yourself of them. If not, you're going to end up with the Masonic virus. It's truth. You're going to end up with it. Because a lot of them are not ready for relief, truth, and love. They're not ready for that. A lot of brothers and sisters of the craft come in with their own issues in life. And then what happens is it falls over into the order itself. And it makes your chapter and it makes your lodge sick. Because that brother didn't, whoever interviewed that brother, that sister didn't do a good job. They didn't. See, you know, that sister who may have done some things in her life and really she wants to be an Eastern Star, but because she made some bad decisions when she was young, you told her no. That sister you told no, probably was going to be one of the greatest sisters in your chapter, but you turned her down. I'm not saying that you didn't do a good job at looking at her for where she's at right now. I'm saying that you can base her young life when she was 16, in her 20s, whatever. You can't take that and hold it over her head because she's grown now. See, you're talking to a grown, mature woman who's probably in her late 20s, 30s, or 40s, even 50s, who wants to be an Eastern Star. But you sit on a committee prejudging who she is and what she's done in her life and missing out on a great potential person who can probably help elevate your organization. And the same thing to the brothers. We must do a good job on venting those who would otherwise want to be a Mason but come in with other alternatives. They have a Masonic virus, and you must be aware of that. And as I've said in regards to that sister, yeah, we all got our own issues and fighting our own demons. We are. But in the process of doing that, we must realize the greatness that each one of us have. And in doing so, we must hold each other accountable and responsible. And if you can't do that for your brother or sister for the craft, then why are you a Mason or Eastern Star? If you don't want to see your brother or sister be successful, regardless of their jurisdiction, why are you a Mason or Eastern Star? It seems to me that you got the Masonic virus. You know, as I read my Masonic rituals and as I study the primitive rites and the esoteric side of Freemasonry, it takes me on a path where I have to drop breadcrumbs. It takes me down this road, and it's like I have these aha moments about the true essence of Freemasonry and the Order of the Eastern Star, the true essence of primitive rites and what it has added to me as a person. It has added to me. Masonry has added to me, and I've given Masonry something also. Okay? I just didn't take from Masonry. I gave to it my time. That is very important, because that is one thing in life you can never ever get back is time. Time is precious. Everybody wants something, but time is one thing that is most valuable. It is more valuable than money in some cases. Hear me clearly. In some cases, time is more valuable than money. Time to call a brother up or a sister up and say, hello, how you doing? I haven't seen you at a lodge meeting or a chapter meeting. What's going on in your life? You may not know that sister or brother may be depressed. Something is going on in their life. They need to hear a voice on the phone that's going to help them and to revive them. But you are so hell-bent and you have this Masonic virus that is in you, and it eats you up to when you don't hear from that brother, when you don't hear from that sister, you say, oh, forget about them. When that brother or sister gets behind in their dues, you don't call them up to see what's going on in their life. You have a Masonic virus, brother. Sister, you have an OES virus, a virus that eats at you to where you can't even assist or aid or check in on your fellow brothers and sisters. You have a virus that needs to be like sucked out of you. And the only way you're going to get rid of this virus, the only way you're going to get rid of this virus is to pay attention to what you said in your obligation. That's the only way you're going to get rid of that virus. It is said that a Mason, before he takes on anything of great value, or before he starts his day out, he always invokes the blessings of deity. That is the only way you're going to get rid of that Masonic virus, because it's dangerous. There's no cure for it but to put the deity, but to put the grand architect first. That is the only way you're going to get rid of that virus. I'm just saying, regardless of your faith. That virus is very, very dangerous, my brothers and sisters. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. You got to do something. You called me just to check on me. You practice. What's up, Jimmy? What's going on with you, brother? You know, I'm just saying, brother, we must realize who we are in the big picture. That's what we have to do. That is exactly what we have to do. Are you sure you want to? Thank you for your feedback. So, cancel. So this is what we have to do. We really have to realize what we're about and what we're trying to accomplish as Masons and Eastern Stars. I keep saying regardless of your jurisdiction, because I know that there are different affiliations and jurisdictions within that black aspera of Freemasonry. International, Modern Free, John G. Jones, Ancient Free and Accepted, Prince Hall Origin. Those are just the tribal aspects of Freemasonry within the African American community. If we can take that, if we can take the energy that we put in to tear down each other and build each other up across the Masonic spectrum, that would be a beautiful thing. But some of us can't do that because of the Masonic virus that we have. Some of us can't do it. Some of us can't do it. So therefore, if we are caught up in this genre of the Masonic virus, it makes us sick. I'm telling you, you have to beware of the person who carries the Masonic virus. You really do. And a lot of them I've seen in these various chat groups, man, it's sad. A brother gave me a call. He asked me, and this brother is from the Grand Lodge of Prince Hall of Illinois. And we had a decent conversation. He asked me about, he said, brother, you know, you're pretty, you know, I kind of dig you in a sense, you know, but if you would come and join PHA or mainstream, you would do a better job than where you're at. That's what he asked. That's what he was like, if you would do that, you'll be recognized around the world, brother. You know, if you left your bogus organization, in so many words, this is what he said, man, and join Prince Hall and mainstream. Oh man, you know, that would be a beautiful thing. Why are you over where you're at? Why are you there, brother? You know, I told him, I said, I'm needed where I'm at. I am needed where I'm at. I enjoy being where I'm at. I am welcome where I'm at. Just that simple. Everything I've learned and gotten in Freemasonry, I got it where I'm at. I can travel where I'm at. Nothing hindering me from traveling at all as a Mason. Nothing. So for him to come to me like that, I was like, well, damn, yeah, he's a cool guy. I mean, I don't know him personally, but he gave me a call, so I, I talked to him. I talk to anybody that calls me. I will talk to you. I will have a decent conversation with you. I will listen to what you have to say and give you my honest opinion from myself. And I told him, Prince Hall has nothing to offer me. And there's no disrespect to Prince Hall, to the brothers of the craft, because what they're doing is they're doing some great things over in their jurisdiction. Modern Free, the same thing. International, the same thing. I'm where I need to be. It works for me. A brother who's international is where he needs to be until he finds that it doesn't work for him no more. Then he may choose to move on. The same thing goes for a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star. Where she's at right now, she needs to be there until she comes to a point to say, this doesn't work for me anymore. And she may move on to another chapter or Order of the Eastern Star. And this is what's happening. So brothers who are in my lodge or any other jurisdiction, they leave. They go join other Masonic jurisdictions. They do. Brothers who are part of Prince Hall, they leave. They go join other jurisdictions. They do. They go where they're welcome. They go where they find that they're going to be appreciated and respected. And when you're able to appreciate and respect your brothers and sisters of the craft, and when you are open with them about what you are all about who you are, you change the game. When you're honest with your membership about who you are and where you're trying to go, and you give them all you have to offer them, you change the game. They're more than likely to stay where they're at because they understand that they're needed and they're valued. They get rid of the Masonic virus by understanding what Mason and Eastern Stars is all about. Once they have cracked that ritual open and they understand it, they haven't quite mastered it, but they have made suitable proficiencies in the proceedings degree, and now they're trying to master them all in such a way that is going to help to build who they are. See, in one part of the ritual, it says, my life you can have, my integrity never. That's deep. That's deep. How many of us is able to really gravitate to that and really understand what that means in its totality? Come on, that's deep. In one part of these OES ritual, it says that I would go to a sister's aid even with my purse. Wow, that's deep. And when you find a chapter or a lodge that really holds those values, you're in the right place. When you find a lodge and chapter that holds to the value that they teach in their lodge, in their chapter, and they can show you better than they can tell you, you're where you need to be. Period. You are where you need to be. And if somebody come along, beware of them. They may have a Masonic virus. Brother, we got to leave here. Man, they ain't right, brother. What do you mean they ain't right? Well, brother such and such, yeah, I know him. He did this. Oh, he did? Well, let me go talk to him. No, you don't need to go talk to him. See? That brother has a Masonic virus. You have to be aware of him. See, he doesn't want you to go confront the brother because he's bringing you this information about him or even her. They don't want you to have that one-to-one conversation. They just want you to up and leave based upon what they say. That brother or sister got a Masonic virus you need to be aware about. When they can bring you third-hand information, well, Brother Johnson said this about you. Well, let me go talk. No, I don't want him to know I said it. Beware of that brother. Beware of that sister. I'm just giving you some facts. Some of you have been a Mason in Eastern Star a long time, but you know this. You know some of the carriers of that Masonic virus. You know some of the carriers. Come on, you've seen them yourself, and you probably didn't say nothing to them because once you recognize that they had a virus, the Masonic virus, you step back. You say, "I ain't gonna deal with them. I ain't gonna deal with them." You step back because you you didn't want to get sick. You step back. You like, I ain't touching that. That brother right there, I'm not dealing with him. Simple as that. So this conversation that I had with this gentleman who gave me a call, it was interesting. He felt that I should leave my jurisdiction. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not going nowhere. Oh man, you're going to stay in that bogus organization? I'm going to stay right here in this jurisdiction, which has helped me in so many different ways in my life. I'm not going nowhere. You see, let me tell you why I'm not going anywhere. See, when I got ready to purchase my home, there was brothers and sisters of the craft that assisted and aided me in purchasing my home in California. You see, when I didn't have a babysitter, there was a brother whose wife ran a daycare, told me to take my child by there, and there would be no charge to me. You see, when I couldn't pay my car note and my rent because I fractured my wrist and my wife was pregnant at the time, the brothers in my lodge and the sisters of the chapter that I was a part of stepped up and supported and aided me. See, I've been in this jurisdiction a long time. You see, when I recall that when a sister, her father was ill and I had just became a fellow craft. She was the one who introduced me to the brothers that lodge that I'm in right now. And what happened is that her father became ill and I had just started working in the medical field. Well, she could not be with him all the time. And I only lived a couple of blocks away from this sister. So as a brother of the craft, I went by 2 to 3 times a week to look in and sit with her father until she got home from work. See, this is what the organization is all about, and this is what we're missing because a lot of us have a Masonic virus that we can't get rid of. It is so into us that some of us just going to have to just move on out the way. But see, that's why I can't leave. I'm not going nowhere because of the value that this Masonic order, the sisters of the order, the brothers of the craft. This is how I've been treated where I'm at. Now, who wouldn't want to stay and be where they're at in a lodge or jurisdiction? If your lodge and jurisdiction is supporting you like that, that's where you need to be. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. If your lodge and jurisdiction is supporting you, not just giving you handouts, but helping you to develop to be the best man and woman you can be, that's the jurisdiction you need to be in. Everything else is uncivilized. And the reason it's uncivilized because those who have Masonic viruses, they're going to be coming at you. They're going to be coming at you. And you're going to have to stand your ground. And you're going to have to check some of them. And you may even lose a friendship here and there. You may even get kicked out of Masonic groups because you stood your ground. That should tell you something. Just watch them. I'm just saying, just watch them. So when people ask me why I won't leave this organization, the most wishful John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, those are the reasons why. Plain and simple. When I didn't have, those brothers of the craft stepped up. And they told me if I should ever get a place, become successful or become more stable in life and I should do the same. And I have. Plain and simple. I have. Pass it on. Show people what Masonry is all about through your actions. If you call yourself a Mason, carry yourself like a Mason. You know the creed of a Mason, don't you? You know the charge of a Mason, the creed of them. You know that charge that they give you as an into apprentice. You know that charge. You read it. You heard of it. And if not, go back and read it again. The Masonic virus is dangerous. I'm just saying it's dangerous. If you want to call in tonight and have that conversation, you're certainly welcome to do so. That number is 619-985-1184. You're welcome to call in and we can have a conversation about the Masonic virus, because it's running rapid right now. It is truly running rapid. For many of you who subscribe to the page, first of all, I want to say thank you. Secondly, if you go to the community page that is connected with this podcast, you'll see that I reached out to the Grand Master of the Most Wishful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Alabama. I reached out to Corey D. Hawkins is his name. He's the Grand Master of the Most Wishful Prince Hall Grand Lodge. I emailed him. And I proposed that the brothers of various jurisdictions would come and support that march across the bridge that is done each March of every year, representing the bloody march across the bridge in Alabama. I was really queried. No, I'm messing that word up. I was talked about, okay, in regards to why is he reaching out? Who do he think he is? He's clandestine. He's the email itself was posted in various Masonic groups, talked about. But see, here's the thing. Those who talked about it are afraid. They're afraid. They're scared. They're terrified. Most, not all, most are afraid of success because people are afraid of failure. Most people who are afraid of failure are afraid of success. They are. I'm not. Grandmaster Corey D. Hawkins, that's kind of odd, huh? His last name is Hawkins, can either say, no, we don't want to do that, with all due respect. That's his call. Or he can say, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Let's do that. That's all he can ever say. And that's it. And let that be where it's at. But I reached out to him. I emailed him. Now, whether he wants to read it or acknowledge it or not, it is what it is. But I reached out to him. You know, that's who I am. I've always been that way. And I will continue to be that way. I don't care what jurisdiction a brother or sister in. As a Mason, I've taken obligations on the Scottish Rite and York Rite side. As a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, I've taken that obligation. I was initiated in the Eastern Star. So as a member of this great body, it is my duty to reach out to other jurisdictions, regardless of how they may feel about me. It's just my duty to show brotherly love, relief, and truth to those who are worthy and well qualified to receive that. And when I say worthy and well qualified, it is based upon their actions and how they treat me. See, I'm not going to let you hit me and then turn the other cheek and let you hit me again. That's not who I am. That's, it's not. I just move on. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that Christian. I'm not a Christian at all, but I'm not that one. You know what I mean? So first of all, I want to welcome everybody on. As I try to look into your chat to see what's going on, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. As always, I hope that you've gotten some out of this. Greetings from the Most Wishful King David Grand Lodge, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons. St. Joseph Lodge, number 48. Detroit is in the house. Welcome aboard. I appreciate you coming in. All right, so let me see, what is his own self, not a Muslim son? Ooh, righteous Allah. What's up? S. Revere. Yes, sir, that makes him and others his own self. Oh, wow. Does this have anything to do with the above question number 10? I didn't see question number 10. I didn't. If you don't mind repeating that, I certainly would appreciate it. Know and understand that we are dealing with the culture. Cyprus degree. Okay, righteous Allah. Why did Muhammad make the devil study for 35 to 50 years before he could himself be a Muslim son? You know what? You need to stop. Just reading some of the posts up here real quick so I can catch up and see what's going on. Fraternal greetings and to everybody who's coming on. That sounds like a good idea. I would like to be part of something like that. But you know my condition. Michael White, I'm going to tell you something, brother. I respect you a whole lot. I do. I've never met you personally. I've only seen a picture of you. And I totally respect you. I received your book about 2.5 weeks ago, and I need to take care of that. I know. And Brother White, you know, if you want to do that, that's on you. That's on you. See, I know from which you come, Brother White. I know that. You know, we have had those conversations, but that's totally on you, brother. You welcome. Plain and simple, Brother White, you welcome. I'm not concerned about your condition, by the way. I know your condition. We've talked about it. Nah. I know you. You know, we've had conversations. So I'm cool with that. So tonight's topic is the Masonic virus and how we must deal with that virus when it comes our way. And it will come your way. The Masonic virus will come your way. You must understand that you're going to have to deal with that. You are going to have to deal with it. As a Mason, as an Eastern Star, you're going to have to deal with it. See, it's the greatness in us all that must rise above. That is true. It's the greatness in us all that we have to rise above. And if we don't, sad on us. Sad on us if we don't do what we're supposed to do. That's just where we're at. We have work to do. We have work to do, brothers and sisters. We do. We have work to do. This organization, as we know it today, with the situation at hand that we're looking at down the road, it's going to force some of us. It's going to force us to do what is right by each other. And you're probably saying, what are you talking about? It's going to force us to do what's right by each other. What do you mean? I'm telling you that you're going to have to lean and depend, maybe one day soon, on individuals who are not part of your jurisdiction. And they live next door to you. And you know that they are a Mason. You know that they're an Eastern Star. But your jurisdiction don't have no dealings with them. It's going to force you to seek that brother and sister out for their aid. It's going to force you to do that. This situation we're dealing with today, this coronavirus that we're dealing with, and it has a lot of us in a panic mode or mood. It has us feeling some type of way where people are going to the grocery stores and buying out the store. And then the government is putting restrictions on whether you can move, and having the bars and the clubs and the restaurants to close down. Something is happening around us. But because of the Masonic virus and this coronavirus, some of us are missing out because we're sick. Some of us are just missing out because we're sick. We're going to have to understand that we're going to have to start to lean and depend on each other in order to survive. You think I'm lying? I said about a week ago, if there come a time to where you're not able to move about as freely as you think that you can right now, we're going to start leaning and depending on each other. And it's not going to be about your jurisdiction. You ain't going to be concerned about that brother or sister jurisdiction, where he should get it. You know what? When that brother and sister offer you some assistance and aid, you're going to be glad to know that he or she is a Mason or an Eastern Star. Because we know the value of the organization. See, being white is not going to matter. Being black is not going to matter. None of that's going to matter. It's not. But what's going to matter is, do you respect the organization? Do you hold the value of the organization for what it is? Do you really believe in the teachings of Freemasonry and Eastern Star? That's what it's going to boil down to. You know, I remember when I became a Mason, you know, it was asked of me, do you believe in a supreme being? I said, yes. They didn't ask me what was his name or her name. They just asked me, did I believe in a supreme being? It's just one of the criteria to be a Mason or an Eastern Star. We're going to have to learn, and we will learn to lean and depend on our Creator. We're gonna get there one day, and some of us going to be shocked. I'm just saying. The virus we have within the order is that brothers of all jurisdictions fail to understand that when we take our obligations and break it down word for word, sentence for sentence, it never says what? What does it never say, brother? We begin the human family matters. Oh, yes, it does. That we are not to feminize, fraternize with other members of the craft, other jurisdictions, skin colors, or ethnicities. I know this because I know my first and second and third verbatim. Okay, brother. You know that because you know your first, second, and third verbatim. That you are not to, let's see, fraternize with other members of the craft, other jurisdictions. Mine doesn't say that. Everybody's obligation is not the same. Let's have a clear understanding that every Mason obligation is not the same. There are some words that are different, but the core essence of the obligation itself is the same. That's a fact. You may have a few words that may differ here and there based upon your jurisdiction, but the core essence of the obligation itself is the same. Let me tell you how I know. I have several Masonic rituals, and I've compared what they've said in their obligations, and they're all the same. There may be a few words here and there, but for the core essence of the obligation is the same. It is. Now you can take that and let it alone. You can share this video in another group if you want to. That's a fact. You never were or are a Mason. Boy, I tell you the truth, I got a troll on here tonight. Y'all see this troll down here? Wayfaring. Oh my goodness, he's a troll. I got a troll on here tonight. Well, to the troll, I'm glad I have you on here tonight. I don't know your jurisdiction, and I'm not going to assume what jurisdiction you're a part of. You just to me, you're just a troll, and I don't know you, and you don't know me. You know, that's the thing. And when people come on here like that, that lets me know that I'm doing something, because apparently you wanted to learn something tonight, and you might have that Masonic virus. Let me see this guy. His name is Wayfaring. He may have that Masonic virus that you might want to be checking out. So I don't know who he is, but that's okay. Life goes on. Tomorrow will come. That ball of fire in that sky will still be there. But tonight, just be careful of those who carry on that Masonic virus and that sister virus. It can be contagious. Trust and believe that. It can definitely be contagious. Let's see what else we got. Let me see. His own self is God. Yeah. Yep. That's true. Let's see. As I move on. He said Masonic virus. Pure haters. Well, that's all right. So look, I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. And as always, I hope you've gotten some out of here. And please be aware of those who carry the Masonic virus. It's contagious. I want you to be safe in recognizing those who carry that virus, because boy, it can do damage to the Masonic family. And to those who are truly sick, for whatever the reason may be, I pray that you will find health and strength real soon. And for those who have been infected by the coronavirus, the real virus that is affecting our daily lives, I want you to be safe, protect your family and your neighbors. Look out for your neighbors, and for the elderly. Let's go check in on your elderly brothers and sisters of the craft. Go give them a call and see if they need anything. You never know. They can't get out and go like they used to. See, they paid their dues. So please, brothers and sisters of the craft, check in on your elders and see how they're doing. There's a reason they haven't been able to make the meeting in a year. Maybe they just got tired. Check in on your brothers and sisters and see how they're doing. So as I tune off tonight, as I get ready to turn the channel off, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you. And some big things are happening, and they're going to continue to happen. So look out for one another. Take care of one another. Respect one another. And watch your organization grow. And appreciate and love on each other. So until next time, peace and be well. And I appreciate you. Stay out the bushes and keep your light on. I'm out. I don't think I'm trying to go. I don't think I can log off. Wait a minute. There you go, right there. All right, good night.